Nas to actually
Whoa!
I'm doing my chicken head shit right now because I really want him to get on this record. Nah, but we still got a bunch of mutual friends and shit like that. I actually reached out to Nas. I actually sent him the record. I got a response from him, not personally, but through the friends and shit like that. Gave him my number. I was told, like he said, he wanted to holler at me and shit like that, that he liked the record. That was what I was told. But above everything, besides Dipset, whatever, before Dipset, just want to put that on the record. Like, Nas was absolutely one of my favorite rappers of all time. From when he did the barbecue when we was in high school, walking through those fucking hallways, we felt like he was him and shit, like we was him. And you know, once you get into the pros, you know what it is, and you ain't on the same team. But I would love to do a record with him, as him being one of my favorites of all time. I think that shit is bucket list material for me.
Word.
So.
Listen on my drug sellers, blow it up and break it down on the block doing plug numbers. I was in VA like Pusha T, but I was Pusha C. I know some young thugs, I got some gunners that be pushing C.
And I said, why? He said, seen your man put his head down? I said, who? He said, Jim Jones. I said, no. So he's like, yeah. I said, oh, whatever. So it's just me and him, you know, no security, nothing, just. So, and on the DVD a few months later, I heard that he said, he saw me and said, Nasir Jones, what up? And he said, I had a bunch of bodyguards and I had my head down. I said, why even acknowledge that you saw me? It don't even fucking make no damn sense, nigga. Like, if you put your head down or you didn't see me, you don't want, why even say it on the DVD, nigga? So we dealing with a lot of, you know, I don't want to disrespect them because they getting their money and it brings me lower when I talk about them motherfuckers, you know? That's cool. But I do sense something happening. I feel like niggas is trying to start something up.
I think personally, all you need to do is just ether one more MC, and I don't think no.
You sing along the 5 Pusha T records right now. His records.
Yes.
His records?
Yeah.
Name
I love Pusha. Nostalgia.
Oh, you was a Pusha T fan.
You know, you know.
I didn't know he had fans like that. Can you name 5 Pusha T records?
What's going on YouTube? Witty P dropping in one time, and I definitely had to give my reaction to hip-hop artist Jim Jones, Capo. He want all the smoke. He want all the smoke. That's the energy he's portraying out here, that he want all the smoke. And not only does he want all the smoke, he wants to smoke with the top MCs. Yes, Nas, Pusha T. Well, he been going at Pusha T for a couple years now, you know, interviews and shit like that. So he been going at Pusha for the last couple of years. And just Nas recently, you know, in the last week or so, he was on Club Shay Shay. He doubled down on Club Shay Shay. He was also on Joe and Jada. They just got their new podcast, Fat Joe and Jada Kids. He doubled down. He said he's more influential than Nas and everything. But what people don't realize about Jim Jones, what you got to realize about a hater, they're your biggest fan. Yes. What Kendrick say, he a fan. Yes, Jim Jones is a fan. He's the biggest Nas fan. He's also a big Pusha T fan. Yes, if you know, you know. Yes, and it's just how humans work. A lot of times, your biggest hater is your biggest fan. They hate you so much that they become obsessed with you. You know? Or they hate you so much they become obsessed with you. They like you. And what we gotta realize too, a lot of times when another artist will start talking shit about another artist, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Maybe they didn't get a verse that they may have wanted from this artist or certain things like that. So always gotta keep that into consideration as well. But Nas, he kinda been exposed, Jim Jones, so we gonna watch that. First cut away to that, and then I'm gonna cut away to Jim Jones basically exposing himself throughout this, throughout this time, with going at Nas and Pusha, because he's really the biggest fan. Yeah, so let's cut away and we're gonna see how Jim Jones is really the biggest fan out here. Yes, of Nas and Pusha. I had to expose this in my research. Yes, better believe it. Check it out.
Mike started laughing. I said, why? He said, seen your man put his head down? I said, who? He said, Jim Jones. I said, no. So he's like, yeah. I said, oh, whatever. So it's just me and him, You know, no security, nothing. Just so. And on a DVD a few months later, I heard that he said he saw me and said, Nasir Jones, what up? And he said I had a bunch of bodyguards and I had my head down. I said, why even acknowledge that you saw me? It don't even fucking make no damn sense, nigga. Like, if you put your head down or you didn't see me, you don't want, why even say it on a DVD, nigga? So we dealing with a lot of, you know, I don't want to disrespect them because they get their money and it brings me lower when I talk about them motherfuckers. You know? That's cool. But I do sense something happening. I feel like niggas is trying to start something up.
I think personally, all you need to do is just ether one more MC, and I don't think no.
Let's break this down. I admired Nas, but remember Nas' first record, The Barbecue, came out when I was in 11th grade. Yes. So Nas was my idol when I was young. Like you did, came to dressing, the wordplay, the music, everything. I was a superior Nas fan. Period. I'd never take that away from him. But then as I got in the game, you got to realize that your rivals would be idols, and not to take anything away from that. I developed my own style and my own lane that these kids start to gravitate towards the same way I gravitated towards Nas when I was younger and things like that. It's a whole different generation. We talking about 94, 93. I was in 11th grade. Nigga, it's 2025. There's a big gap. You want to go to the Billboard entries, pull up Nas Billboard entries, then pull up my Billboard entries.
Listen, we can't compare the two. What I'm trying to tell you is
I want to go there. I want to go down the line now, because now we going down the line. He's a rapper and I'm a rapper.
Listen,
let's go statistically.
It feels great.
No, but I want to go statistically, because when people be like,
I feel the same way. We all feel the same way.
And forget about the numbers. You heard? My numbers back up.
Let me step up to the forefront. Us in the music of hip hop culture have a problem. Is a thing, and there's nothing. The world goes off numbers, but in hip hop we don't.
Can I ask you a question, Jim?
Mm-hmm.
You smoke, right?
Yeah.
Were you smoking when you said you better than Nas?
I might have been a little bit. Well, as far as let's get this right. I'm way more influential than Nas, and I don't care what nobody say. I know I made a little boo-boo when you talk about the sales and all this type of shit. I don't feel like getting into that rhetoric about where I started and where he started.
Well, you said that bullshit.
But listen, Nas was nice when I was in high school. When I was in 10th grade, Nas came out. Nas was dope. We appreciated him. He had a little bit of run. But Nas always came up second to Jay and DMX and all these other people. Like,
ain't no shame in that. There a lot of folks came up second to Tom Brady.
He never had that type of influence on us, except for his first album. I already told you, I used to want to dress like Nas because he had a lot of fresh clothes that the hustlers used to wear and shit, and we used to see him on TV. He had one of the illest albums of all time. And then in high school when he had The Barbecue and shit like that. So I'm a real fan of Nas, but he kind of lost me after the movie Belly and shit like that. Like, I don't.
Man, go ahead on with that, Jim.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm being honest. You ask me, I'm being a fan. I'm telling you, the movie Belly was fire, but after that, he kind of lost me. I think we was way too much into the game. Remember how this goes. You ever heard of a Kofi list?
Yeah.
Yo, go back into your history and find out what happened between us and him. You dig? And I'm not trying to repeat history, but don't play with us when it comes to that, bro. We already went wild on them boys. You heard? We the ones that went wild on them boys, you heard?
Hey, Jim.
Yo, and people out here acting like I said I'm gonna bring the Kofi list back. I just told you I'm gonna change man. Steph Law, can you dig?
Nah, look, I'm put it to you like this, Jim. Hey, bro, you been at this thing, but lyrically, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you.
Yeah,
y'all
but look how you
with
dress.
Nas.
Look how you dress. You don't even be in the same places I be in.
I can be in the church house. You can't F with Nas lyrics. I don't know who told you that. Now look, I know you on that good stuff, but you're not seeing Nas. You're not seeing Nas, bro. Let's be real.
You got a bunch of 40 and 50-year-olds in their panties because I said I'm better than Nas.
It don't matter.
Look at you. Look at you.
Ain't nobody from Dipset gonna take you over Nas. Nobody from the Diplomats but you.
Hold on, Jim.
Hold on.
Jimmy.
You want to go back to I Really Mean It? I Really Mean It started. We could go back to the history, bro.
But you didn't even
say
that,
bro. Don't do that, bro. That's
hold on. I got a question.
Let Nas stick up for itself and meet me in a booth for something if we want to do something historical.
Nas say he don't do that no more. Nas say he don't do that
because he got $100 million. He's a very wealthy man. You heard he's a very smart businessman.
Can you sing along the 5 Pusha T records right now? His records.
Yes.
His records?
Yeah.
Name
I love Pusha. Nostalgia.
Oh, you was a Pusha T fan. He's like, I didn't know he had fans like that.
Can you name the only artist on this Billboard list I feel like shouldn't be on here?
Shouldn't?
Yeah.
You don't think Pusha T should be on the greatest 50 rappers of all time list?
How? What has he done? What has he done that puts him in the greatest rappers of all time besides talk about that he probably didn't get?
Wow.
All by his side.
He's nice.
Yeah.
He's nice as he can rap his ass. He can rap his ass off. What has he done? Nobody has dressed like him. Nobody wants to be like Pusha T.
Spotify Rap Caviar podcast.
Yes.
About Pusha T.
People don't like people. Yeah. See, there we go. And then look what happens. But I'm ready for all things, man. Shouts to Pusha, shouts to that guy, shouts to the Clips. You know what I mean? Congratulations.
Do you like the new song?
No, but you know.
You don't like Ace Trumpets?
What's so great about it?
It's so good.
It's good.
It's so. Oh man.
It's good.
So yeah, there's something going on that you ain't telling us about, bro.
It's good in what? A nostalgic value of it.
You don't think Ace Trumpets is hard?
I don't believe them. But that's a whole nother story. I don't want to downplay nobody's craft or their music. I want to uplift everybody and things like that. But I don't listen to their music. I never have. I can't recall too many records that I can remember. You know what I mean?
We see what's going on here. We see what's going on here. He's a fan. He's a fan. He's a fan. Yeah, he's a fan. You see what's going on here? These are people he actually looked up to. Who he like. He taking selfies behind Pusha back, rapping on his beats, wanted Nas on a song. Yeah, these are his idols. Yeah, he might give some smoke back, you know, just on the competitive side because he's enthusiastic about going at his idols, you know. Nas and Pusha his idols. Talk about you don't listen to his music. How you don't listen to his music? You rapping on his beats. What are we talking about? What are we talking about here? But people expose themselves all the time. You just gotta let them. People will expose themselves all the time. You just have to let them. You just gotta be patient because I had to do my research though. I'm like, a lot of this shit I already knew, but a couple things I had to add to it. I'm like, oh yeah, he a fan, he a fan, he a fan. So quit capping, capo. Quit capping, capo. You know, that was my reaction to Jim Jones, you know, trying to go at the heavy hitters in hip hop, Nas, Pusha T. That was my reaction to that. Like, come on now. You exposed yourself a long time ago. Now everybody know you clout chaser, especially after you see my video. You know, but yeah, real shit. But comment, like, subscribe, and keep the fire coming, keep it rolling. Here Jay-Z at the end though. He exposed Jimmy. He exposed. But comment, like, subscribe. Let's make up a shit video. Video entertain, hit that cash up. I had to let Jay close it out. We are.
Let's cut straight to the chase, man. Shit. What's up with that Jim Jones shit, man?
I mean, I believe in hip hop. You know, I feel different ways about it. Hip hop, of course, you know, is a competitive sport. But on the other end of it, it's like certain people shouldn't be able to say your names until they've done something in the genre of music. I've done too much in this music to even have to answer that question. Like Jim Jones, who is Jim Jones? Like, he's not on anyone's top 10 list. He's not like no one's top 10 list. Maybe not even his family. He has no hardware on his wall. No classic album. So from a creative standpoint and the economic standpoint, he doesn't even register. So why do I have to answer that question? You know what I'm saying?
Because it is on the radar. People are talking about it. And Dame Dash is screaming all on the track. Have you spoke to Dame?
No, of course not. But I'm just like my radar, like for what I've done, hip hop, and what I've done in this. I'm just talking about. Forget it could be Jim Jones or it could be Jenny Jones, whatever,
right,
whoever.
Up.
You know, for people, that's like I was saying last night. It's like the 8th guy on the bench just screaming at Jordan, like you a bum, like you want to be like the 9th guy on the bench. I'm not even worried about you.
Straight up.